Coming up on Hands on Apple, let's take a look at Continuity Sketch, Continuity Markup, and Continuity Camera. Stay tuned.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Welcome back to Hands on Apple. I am Mikah Sargent, and today we are taking a look at continuity. Now, we've looked at continuity in the past, but what's important to understand here is that there are many continuity features, and depending on what devices you own, you may have access to more of them than you realize. And so continuity at its base, when Apple sort of first introduced the concept of continuity, it was this idea that you could use your multiple devices together. That if you were browsing Safari on your Mac, you could easily then open up Safari on your iPad and pick up where you left off. Or you could pass music along from one device to another. Or if you were on the phone, you could tap the top of a HomePod and be able to pass along the audio to it and use your HomePod as a speakerphone. Well, continuity, this idea of these devices kind of talking to one another and creating their own little network of interactivity, is something that works in multiple ways. And so it's a reminder for some of you, or could be the first time that you're realizing it for others, as we take a look at Continuity Sketch and Continuity Markup, and kind of the extension as well of Continuity Camera. So let's head over to macOS to kick us off. All right, here we are on macOS. And first and foremost, keep in mind that both of the devices that you're using need to have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth turned on. They need to be signed into the same Apple account, and they need to be within 30 feet of each other. Okay? So when all of those things are met, then it is the proper conditions for these continuity features to work. Now, if yours still aren't working, as was the case with me, what I needed to do was plug in my device to the other device. So again, with macOS, I have an iPad that I'm going to be showing these features on. I needed to plug that iPad into the Mac and then have the iPad kind of pop up the prompt that says, do you want to trust this device? At which point it said, oh, this is an iPad that is matching all of these requirements, so now you can use this. Now, the first thing to understand is that you can use macOS on almost any page to be able to insert a sketch, a photo, or a scan. Okay, so here on the desktop of macOS, if I right-click, down at the bottom, I see an option that says import from iPad. Now, you may see import from iPhone, you may see import from iPad. Again, it depends on which are matching those conditions. But with this, you can easily, again, I right-clicked on a Mac, you can also down the control button and then click to get to this screen, and I can choose from the three. Take a photo, scan documents, add sketch. So let's see how these work. I'm going to choose take photo, and you'll see that a little thing pops up and it says, use your iPad's camera to take a photo. Now, if we switch over to our iPad here, you'll see that we have the way, or the necessary way of being able to take a photo. So up has popped the photo UI, and I can then take a photo of an item, and I will click or tap rather on the shutter button, and I can see that photo on my iPad, and I will choose use photo. And then if we head back over to macOS, you can see that the photo I took now pops up on my Mac. Now, this works in not just the desktop, but I could right-click in Finder. I could be working in a Pages document, a Numbers document, and be able to add them from there as well. But here's the cool thing. It's not just for taking photos. As I showed before, we have some other options, including scan documents and add sketch. So let's see what scan documents looks like. So we'll click on this on macOS. We'll head back over to the iPad, and we will lift. And in this case, we're still going to use the same item, but instead we're going to do it from a scan document point of view. So I'll bring up that image. I'll see, am I happy with the way that it's cropped? I might make some adjustments to it ever so slightly, just to get the crop just right as we want it here, like so. And we'll crop the top down, fix that, crop this side in just a bit, and now choose, well, I guess I'm not happy with the way that the bottom left looks there. So we'll do that one again and choose done. And now we can tap done. And once again, we will head back over to macOS, and we can, whoops, I have two images there. So I'll choose save, and those images now pop up. And because I took two of them, the second one's by accident, it actually shows up as a PDF document with both of the pieces there. So you could imagine if you're, trying to capture a receipt or another document and you are, you have multiple pages, this is a great way to do that. The last option is the option to add a sketch. Now, if we do the sketch option, once again, we'll head over to the iPad. If you have an Apple Pencil, you can use it with the Apple Pencil. But here I can create a sketch, and I'm just using my finger for this. And there we go. And I will choose done once again. And we'll pop back over to the Mac. And you can see there's our sketch, and it does it as a PNG. So it's got the transparency in place. I could take that sketch and be able to edit it or move it around however I need to. Whoa. Look at the time. Time is flying, and there's only a little bit of time left to take our annual survey. Sorry, it's freezing here. Your feedback helps to guide the future of TWiT. Your feedback matters. It makes us make our shows better. So if you head to twit.tv/survey26 before January 31st, that is the time to tell us what you think. And by the way, every time one of you fills out the survey, it gets a couple of degrees warmer here, so I could really use it. It'll only take you a couple of minutes, I promise. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. And, oh, wow. I appreciate the few of you who've filled out the survey because it's already getting warmer here. Anyway, twit.tv/survey26. So that's continuity sketch and continuity camera, obviously being able to use the camera to take photos of things. But that's not all that you're able to do with continuity. You'll remember that I promised you continuity markup as well. With continuity markup, you can take a document that you have on macOS. So for example, this image that I have of Leo Laporte and myself, and you can right click and move down to quick actions. That's one way to get to markup. Or in the Finder, you can simply select it from your Finder quick actions. And when the markup page comes up, at the very end, you should see your device, be it an iPhone or an iPad. And if we click on this, what happens is on iPadOS, the image pops up, and then I can easily, let's change the color here. We'll go green because we're writing on Mikah, and we'll go blue for Leo. And while I'm doing this on the iPad, I want to switch us back to macOS. It's updating there as I do it. So then I could do some pencil sketches, and you'll notice that it's popping up over there on iPad OS, on Mac OS, as I am writing this on my iPad. And so those live markup options are taking place. And then when I'm done, I'll choose done. It leaves the iPad, it stays on the iPhone, on macOS, and you can see here now that I have that markup in place. So I'll choose revert. We don't want to mess with that image for now. But all of that was available just from a simple right click or a Finder action. So that is some of the sort of features that you may have missed: continuity markup, continuity sketch, continuity camera. Continuity camera is pretty well known, and many people will make use of that feature for being able to use your iPhone as your webcam. But the idea that in many of the places on your Mac, whether you're in a Pages document, you are in the Finder, wherever you happen to be, just simply right-clicking and being able to import those in very handy. And the built-in scanner functionality that your iPad or your iPhone has is actually quite capable as a replacement for a traditional scanner. I gestured, I just realized here, because I have a scanner over to the side, you don't know that, you can't see that, but now you do. So that's a look at some of the continuity features that you may have missed on this episode of Hands on Apple. Thanks so much for being here. I'll catch you again next week for another episode. Until then, goodbye, everybody.